In 1964, a quiet 20-year-old named Arthur went to a weekend sleepover with his closest friends. By Sunday morning, his best friend was dead, and Arthur's life was altered forever. It was supposed to be a normal sleepover, but late that night, Arthur's best friend, Mark, was found brutally murdered. Panicked teenagers gave conflicting statements to the police. Small-town detectives needed a fast culprit, and because Arthur was the last person seen near Mark, they relentlessly pressured the terrified 20-year-old into a forced confession. Despite maintaining his innocence at trial, the jury found him guilty. At just 20 years old, Arthur was handed a mandatory life sentence in a maximum security state penitentiary. The moment the heavy iron gates locked behind him, Arthur realized he was entirely defenseless. Small, quiet, and without gang backing, he became an immediate target in a predatory ecosystem. Inside the cell blocks, predatory inmate hierarchies asserted absolute control. Arthur was subjected to relentless physical extortion and systematic abuse by ruthless cellmates. When Arthur tried to seek help, corrupt guards turned a blind eye or actively facilitated the mistreatment to keep the prison population controlled through fear and intimidation. Every time Arthur attempted to file an abuse report, he faced swift retaliation. He was either thrown into solitary confinement or moved into cells with even more dangerous predators. For decades, Arthur endured unimaginable trauma in complete silence. He shrank into the background, focusing entirely on surviving each brutal day inside. As the years bled into decades, Arthur's parents passed away, his friends disappeared, and the outside world completely forgot the young man from the 1964 sleepover. Then 60 years later, in 2024, an elderly woman lay dying in a hospice bed. She was Sarah, one of the classmates who had attended that exact sleepover in 1964. Overwhelmed by guilt as her life ended, Sarah confessed to an investigator. She was the real killer. An argument over a secret had escalated, and she had framed Arthur to save herself. Her detailed confession matched hidden crime scene evidence from 1964. An emergency judicial panel reviewed the file and overturned Arthur's conviction immediately. At 80 years old, after spending 60 years in a living hell for a crime he didn't commit, Arthur finally walked through the prison gates a free man. The world he emerged into was alien. The quiet town from his youth was gone, replaced by high-tech cities, electric vehicles, and smartphones. Though exonerated, 6 decades of severe prison abuse left permanent psychological scars. Freedom could never replace his lost youth, his family, or his peace of mind. Arthur dedicated his remaining time to telling his story, exposing both the police corruption that framed him and the institutional abuse that destroyed his life. Arthur lost his youth, his family, and 60 years of freedom to a broken system. But by surviving the unimaginable, his legacy ensures future generations won't suffer in silence.